It has been a wild ride for NIO Stock this year. But how exactly did the Chinese electric vehicle manufacturer NIO Inc. do it? Did they just ride that Tesla wave of 2020 just like all the other EV manufacturers? Or do they have some special sauce that no one else does? Well, in this video, I'm going to tell you how NIO Stock rose to dominance this year. Let's first check what NIO Stock is at the time of me filming this video. Now, currently NIO Stock is around $45 a share. Last week, NIO Stock actually reached a high of $55 a share. Now, this sharp price drop from 55 to around 45 is due to multiple reasons, including NIO Stock being overvalued at the moment, along with news that Chinese companies might be delisted from US stock exchanges. Now, regardless of that, in this video, we're going to talk about how NIO went from a low of $2.50 a share all the way up to above $40 a share right now. Now, to answer this question of NIO dominance, I'm going to go ask my very good friend, Google Trends. For those of you that don't know what Google Trends is, it's basically a product by Google that tracks all of the search volume and relevance across Google's search engines. I use this a lot of the time when I'm thinking of YouTube videos, but we're going to use it today to decide how NIO Stock actually skyrocketed in 2020. So this chart up on the screen shows the past 12 months for the search terms NIO and NIO Stock. And this is for Google search. Now, this chart already looks pretty interesting. We can see the rise in the relevancy of these search terms, but I've got something even more interesting than this chart. Now, this is the same Google Trends chart of NIO and NIO Stock, but I've overlaid it with the NIO stock price chart for the last year. Now, just at a quick glance, you can see that these two graphs correlate pretty well with each other. But as we've all learned in school, correlation does not equal causation. But it does seem like every time there's a surge in NIO stock price, that search relevancy goes up. And whenever NIO stock price goes down, the search relevancy also goes down. Now, part of my full-time professional job is actually data analytics. So we're gonna go into this chart, look at these peaks, and see what actually happened to make NIO stock jump at those points. Now, before we go on, if you're enjoying this video and analysis, be sure to go down, hit that like button, and let me know down below in the comments what other topics you'd like to see me do this with. Okay, so the first major peak in these graphs is from early July. Let's go hunting for some NIO news that was happening around that time. First, at the end of June, NIO actually received a payment of a bit under $700 million from investors. Now, this money basically allowed NIO to keep open and running during the pandemic. Now, along with this news of funding, it was actually announced that NIO would get more funding in the fall. Now, including this large cash injection into NIO around this time period, they also revealed their Q2 and June deliveries. Now, those June deliveries by NIO cars were great, and they jumped about 180% from the previous month. Along with that, Q2 sales exceeded expectations. Now, after this first large peak in NIO stock interest, the stock price remained around $12 a share. That was until the next peak in late August. Now, this peak in NIO stock price and NIO stock relevancy is pretty interesting to me, as it involves a NIO stock price target and rating. A UBS analyst, Paul Gong, upgraded NIO stock from a sell to a hold. Now, for some reason, this sparked a bunch of stock traders to go buy NIO stock, and it wasn't even rated a buy, just a hold. Now, people ended up buying this stock like crazy, and after the big peak in late August, NIO stock price was around $20 a share. This almost 100% stock price increase was all due to one analyst raising its rating. Now, I think that's pretty crazy, but what we're about to see in the next peak is even crazier. Now comes along the October 14th peak, my personal favorite peak for NIO stock growth. And yes, you guessed it, it involves another NIO stock price upgrade. This time, JP Morgan actually rose NIO's price target from $16 a share all the way up to $40 a share. Now, as you would think, a bunch of investors saw this news and said, I want in on NIO. Ever since that JP Morgan price target, everyone has been all in on NIO. As I'm sure you've seen on YouTube, there's a bunch of NIO and NIO stock price videos all over the place. Now, since that peak in October, the relevancy of these search terms along with NIO stock price has basically just been going up. So this leads us to around now. There was actually a peak about 1 to 2 weeks ago. Now, this was in mid-November and it was due to NIO's Q3 earnings coming out, along with other news about NIO's deliveries for Q3. Now, this peak is obviously expected because any earnings report coming out for a large company definitely generates some interest from investors along with those that just like the company. Now, since those Q3 earnings from NIO stock has gone up, but then it did go down a decent amount, as I said earlier in the video. Now, that's because many think that NIO stock is currently overpriced, along with some news that Chinese stocks could possibly be delisted from United States stock exchanges. So really, what does all this information say about NIO stock and NIO Inc. as a company? Did they get lucky with some analysts just giving them ratings, making everyone buy the stock? Maybe, but I do think the news regarding NIO, its deliveries, and the company as a whole gives investors that great speculation that this company will grow, especially in the electric vehicle space where proven companies like Tesla have been able to change the vehicle game. That is why NIO stock has been growing so much this year, and I expect it to continue to grow. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.